My name is Cris Copastetik.
My name PNB Chizz.
Yeah. My name is Ace Clark. You tuned into the Encore Radio Show. What up?
The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of...
I want a hammock for all of that shade that they throwing. DDMG getting paid at the moment. Need 30 for saving and 20 for blowing. Yo, ping in my phone, that shit burn flame emoji. I don't know what y'all have been seeing. That boy wanted beef, now he vegan. Well, trust me, this pepper in season. I do this for money, you rap for convenience. And niggas was scared of me going to Texas, but I stayed in Vegas and got all my nets in it. UTA blowing my phone up with Texas. Guess me not replying, ain't sending the message, it's cool. I'ma lend Cara a Jules. You niggas belly flop, this ain't the pool. I run that check up like spikes on the shoes. That bitch gon' ride it like Trice.
What's up? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you listen to this podcast. What up, folks? This is Wise, and this is the Encore Radio Show, the abridged version. This is episode 146. I'm 4 away from 150. I'm so proud of what I've been doing. Shout out to everyone who came through the Art Genesis this past week. Much love to you all. Much love to all the performers that came through. Everyone who came through this in general, shout out to all y'all. I'm glad y'all came through, glad y'all had a good time, everything like that. Make sure y'all hashtag Art Genesis and Art Genesis 2 so I could, repost all the stuff that y'all put up, and there will be a video soon for that. Anyway, so this is the abridged version. This is the first time that I'm actually doing an episode like this, but basically, it's kind of like the recap week we've been doing, but a little bit different. I took the best clips from the last 3 episodes that we put out, and I put them together. So what I'm going to do is after each clip, I'll kind of tell you guys what I think is coming up and why I think it was a good part for the podcast and all the other good stuff. So without further ado, we're going to jump into our episode with PNB Chizz. PNB Chizz, he's from Philly, obviously worked with PNB Rock, super dope dude. So yeah, check out this piece of the episode, and I'll be right back.
Hi, my name PNB Chizz, and you are now tuned into the Encore Radio Show.
All right, so you in the A3C. This is your second year last year, correct?
I think that was like 2 years ago by now.
2 years?
Oh, yeah. Something
So everyone has A3C horror stories or good A3C stories. So where do your experiences with A3C fall in within that spectrum?
God damn, that's the best way to put it. I definitely got a horror story.
Tell me what happened, man.
I remember the first time we went down there, it was me and my guys. We had like a concert. It was me, my man PNB Deezy, and my man PNB Rock, and we was riding up to one of our shows. We was there extra early, so we go on the joint. We like, what time we gotta come back? It was like 5. We like, oh, all right, bet. So we go in the Arby's parking lot. We go pull out, and we talk, and I pull out a little bit. Atlanta streets big, so the way I pull out, a car almost hit me. So I'm like, damn, I gotta back up. I can't sit right here and wait to turn out. But I backed up without looking back. But when I backed up, it's like I just tapped the car. I didn't hit it hard. I like just tapped it. So then I'm like, oh shit. And mind you, I don't got no license. My homie let us hold the rental. Rock ain't got no license. Deezy, I don't think Deezy had a license. I don't remember, but I know when I got out, I'm like, damn, all right, I got it. I'm going to handle it. I got out the car. I was like, is your car? Her car was cool. My back light was like in. But shit. I'm thinking I did it with her hitting me. Come to find out, it was already like fucked up because it had duct tape on the backside.
Oh, so okay.
Somebody already set us up for failure.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, damn, well, your car, all right, you good? Like, you want to just like leave or whatever? She's like, man, I'm gonna just call the cops to be safe. I'm like, all right, well, let me go in the car and get the stuff out the thing. So I hop in the car, we pulled off. We hauled ass and leave because her car was cool. She wasn't hurt. Wasn't nobody else in the car. I'm just like, I can't wait for the cops. We going to jail. I wound up getting locked up anyway. I ran a red light.
Damn.
Pulled me over, locked me up for that. I was in jail for like 4 days.
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta. I was supposed to go home like that Monday. I got locked up like Friday. We wanted to go home to like Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. They came to pick me up. It was crazy. I was in there eating sandwiches and all this crazy stuff. They had me in there with all my clothes on. I had on some brand new mics, the 5s. I had on the Louis belt. I had on everything. Like I had money on me and all that. But they took the cash. But it was just like it was just like crazy because I'm sitting there like, yo, I'm in jail. I'm from Philadelphia. I cannot stay here. Yeah. Then they had the court, John. They told me we had to go to court Monday, so we go to the court. When we go in there, it's like you gotta sit down, and everybody walk up to like this computer or whatever. Everybody who was walking up to the computer getting a year, 7 months. I'm like, I'm looking like, hold up. But it's crazy because when it's not the John, it's not the trial. It's like the thing to say, are you saying you guilty of this shit or you not guilty? You want to go to court or not, basically. You feel me? No, they had everybody saying guilty. Like, I don't know what they told them. Like, everybody in the jail was like, guilty. All right. And I asked the boy I'm sitting next to him, I'm like, yo, why is everybody just like going with the guilty part? He like, cause like usually they give you more time. I said, they can't give you more time for pissing in the park, bro. Somebody had got like 6 months for urinating on a tree or something like that. I'm like, it's no way, bro. It's no way. I'm not saying I'm not guilty. Yeah. So they like, man, you tripping, man. You tripping. And I went up there and I said I wasn't guilty or whatever. They're like, okay, you come back on Monday. They hit the jaw. The boy behind me was like, what? Everybody after me was like, not guilty. Yo, I was like, yo, y'all gotta be retarded. It was crazy, yo. And then next time I went to court, they started asking me all these questions. I'm like, yo, it was a rental car. There's no way it didn't have insurance. Like, y'all lying. Like, y'all just did that to get everybody y'all needed in here. Niggas was in there, had warrants. They got court for a traffic stop. Like, they was just locking people up. Like, it felt crazy. They picked me up. And when they picked me up, the whole time I was locked up, my man Deezy and them, they in the mansion. The whole time I'm locked up for 4 days. They come pick me up and take me to the mansion. I'm like, oh, man, we shot a video in there and all that shit.
Oh, well, it worked out then. Yeah. I guess from that perspective. But then, so you assessed it, that was the first time.
That was the first time.
The second time, was that?
Second time was even crazier because the only thing that didn't happen the second time was I ain't go to jail. We riding up this one street, and it's the artist, because I'm real cool with, like, Jeezy and them folks. So Jeezy DJ was the one that picked my homies up while I was in jail, like, and let them stay in the mansions and stuff. In the mansion. So when I went there this time, his artist wanted to link up with me or whatever. So I'm like, all right, yeah, it's cool. We can link up or whatever. We linked up, and he driving. So we all hop in the car with him. So we riding. It's, it's like 4 lanes in Atlanta. And we see all my homies going up the other street. I'm like, did they go up there? He like, all right, he on a 4th lane, though.
Of course.
He try to make the left.
People in Atlanta can't drive, yo. People in Atlanta cannot drive.
He tried to make the left. Ain't no car slow down. Everybody took off. Like, they hit us and spent us. We flipped. Went on the other curve.
Wait.
It was crazy, yo. Like, when the car landed on the sidewalk, like, when it landed and it was on 4 wheels, he looked at me. I'm like, what you looking at me for? Pull off, dog. Like, because if the cops pull up, last time I was locked up down here, I ain't never come back. I don't know what they gonna say. Like, get me out of here first and foremost. And I was about to go to a show. I'm like, yo, I'm so mad. We go to he was staying at the Continental Inn. And when we got to the parking lot, he like, anybody know how to change a tire? They ain't know how to change a tire or nothing. We back there hot in the car. He just hit. It was crazy, yo. It was too crazy.
Jesus. All right, well,
I
don't even know if we can blame that on A3C. We're just going to blame that. That's just like some crazy fucked up story. God
got out of all of them situations, though.
Wow. All right, well, I had a question about your show. How was your show at A3C? But
the show was lit though.
Okay, well at least the show happened, and you had a good time and whatnot. Definitely. You gotta stay out of Atlanta though. They're giving you signs. They're giving you signs. You gotta just take them signs and just be like, nah, Atlanta just not for me. Atlanta just not for me. Jesus Christ. All right, so let's do this real quick. Let's take a quick break. Actually, before we go on a quick break, so I've never been on like a private or chartered jet before.
Right.
So you want a chartered jet. So coming from where you come from, whatever, and seeing what you've seen, what was it like to be on a chartered jet?
It was like one of my friends, he like real cool. He got like this joint where he was like about to work at a while ago. And it's the jet place where they all land at or whatever. So when I got out of jail, he picked me up and we was chilling and we went out there or whatever and we just chilled. They let us go on the Jones and all of that. They give you I had my son with me. They take your kid on the tour and all of that, and that's take it off and all of that shit. So it just was. I need friends like that, yo. I need friends like that. Let me go on a charter jet real quick. Let me see what it's like. See what the good life is like, cause. Nah, I'll be on the metro. I'll be on the bus. I'll be on the train. The struggle travel. Struggle travel. Everything. I was a crazy buddy pass dude with the plane. I used to be getting on every flight with a buddy pass.
I don't got no friends that work at JetBlue or any of those airlines either. Yo, I need new friends because clearly my friends fucking up. But man, anyway, it's the Encore Radio Show. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Check us out. So every time I talk to an artist, whether it's on the podcast or not, there's always an A3C story I get. And everyone's A3C story is slightly different, but they all so unique. It's just, traveling to Atlanta, for a week or so and doing things out there for the festival or whatnot. A lot of artists don't necessarily prep for it. So I started to ask a lot of people this question just to kind of see what their experience was like, and definitely didn't expect to hear the story Chizz had. But anyway, yeah, so we're coming back up with Chizz right now. This is the Encore Radio Show, live on the Indie Creative Network. All right, folks, let me back. It's the Encore Radio Show. This is Wise Soul. I don't even know if I pronounced my damn name when I started. Anyway, man, yeah, this is Wise Soul. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at @TheRealWise. We here with Chizz, PNB Chizz. Charlie, social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff.
PNB Chizz, everything. Facebook, Chizz Williams. SoundCloud, The Kid Chizz, DAKIDCHIZZ. But you can go on SoundCloud and find me under PNB Chizz. Reverb Nation, PNB Chizz. Tumblr, PNB Chizz. Snapchat, PNB Chizz. Periscope, PNB Chizz. Everything, PNB Chizz. Every media that come out, I'm on it.
Perfect. You know what though? But that makes sense. So because a lot of people, there's like their Facebook, their Twitter, their Instagram, their Snapchat, their Periscope, everything is a whole different name. I'm like, fam, like how I'm supposed to keep up with all these? I'm gonna catch you on the one I use the most, and we just gonna go from there. Like, forget it.
Yeah, Def Jam told me that.
Yeah,
to do that like years ago.
Exactly, because it makes more. It makes sense. Like honestly, it's just like this is your name. This is your name. Mm-hmm. Make sure that your name offline and your name online is about as close as possible, and keep it consistent.
Easier for everybody to get right to you.
Makes it work. It makes it work. High Underrated 1 came out. It got some buzz.
I had all of the known artists in the city on it at the time. I had Coley Mills. I had Cheek Raw. I had M.I. I had my man Preem was on it. I had like whoever was popping in the city at the time. I had them because we always, like I told you, we always repped our block. Like we had a music clique way before like we took the city over. It was called Clutch Shooters. Like, and we had every rapper knew us. Like just because we put out the DVDs and they were popping because we had the kids. We was like the younger ones. Like you know what I mean. So, I mean, I had all of them on it, and everybody was just listening to it. I was bombing everything. Like. I was bombing everything. That's why we say highly underrated, because it was like I'm rapping with the people who they saying the best. Yeah. Holding this bar for bar, if not killing them on the track. You know what I mean? Like, and then nobody ain't know who I was. That's why I was highly underrated. Like,
but okay, so now you put out Highly Underrated 2.
Highly Underrated 2.
Okay, so
I had a plan.
All right, tell me about the plan now.
See, Highly Underrated 2, I had a plan. I was gonna put it on that Piff. I had reached out to that Piff. I found out how to get them to promote it on that strip. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, that's gonna give me the downloads I need, like, because I know when you like giving like the type of music I do, like it's like a mixture of conscience and whatever is going on. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like when you need that plateau or that stage to get it out there. So what I did is I got a video on World Star. Okay. I got a video on a headline of that Piff, and I had the best cameraman in the city doing a vlog and all these videos for us.
Nice, okay.
Rock had just got out of the jail for the first time or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I sang. And we like, what, yo? Go to jail, come out singing. That don't sound right. Like, we was mad about it, but then it was like he sung a song. It was like this song called Weekend Baby, and we was just like, yo, this joint crazy. Like, I'm like, yo, I got a verse to this joint. So we did that joint. When he got out, he was like, yeah, I'm still trying to go in the studio. I was like, yeah, I ain't trying to make that music we was. I'm trying to like tell our story. He's like, yo, I'm on that same type time. Like,
like, oh, that's perfect. Bet. That's perfect. Okay.
And then knocked them joints out, and I had it. It was like, I think it was 20 something tracks on there too. I think it was. But at the time, we was going to A3C for the second time. We was going to A3C. The CD wasn't out yet. We went to A3C. We went to Texas. This was all the campaign I was doing for it. I had a
smart.
I had a crazy plan set up. You know what I mean? Like, I knew it was going to take everybody attention that knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
So when it all came out, it was this dude. He was in the city. His name was Bam Say No More or whatever. He was like known for like discovering talent all through the city or whatever. And he had reached out to me or whatever. He reached out to me and asked me to send him some music because he seen everybody put my cover up, like all the like popular girls in the city that's known that be in the bars and all that.
Yeah.
He wrote on one of the girls' pictures like, why everybody putting him up? Like, who is he? I'm thinking he a hater, so I'm like, give me your email, I'll send you whatever. Like, you know what I mean? On some ass. That's how I'm thinking. Like, nigga, well, tell me it's corny if it's corny.
Yeah.
I sent it to him, and he ain't never hit me back. I wrote him, he ain't never say nothing back. I woke up the next day. I had all these ads and then like all these followers. My followers was going crazy. He had put up like 4 tweet grams of my lyrics. And he was like, yo, this might be the best rapper in Philly. Like, wow. And after that, we linked up with them. They got behind us. They was pushing us. And like I told you, Rock had just got out. So they like, yo, when they got behind me, they like, yo, you got it right now. You got it. Like, we got to drop another CD. We got to drop another mixtape or whatever. Like, you got to hurry up with H23. And I'm like, no, I promised my man we was going to drop his CD when he got out or whatever. They like, man, you stupid. Don't nobody know this dude. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. This dude's nowhere. Like, you got a buzz. You going to try to pass it off. You tripping. This ain't even big enough to do that. Like, I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, I can drop the CD after that. While he dropping his, I can be working on mine. We don't got to wait. We trying to get the city. Like, he dropped his jump. And then everything started taking off even crazier. Like, then I finally, since it was like after that, at the time, it was like my block, we made like a block decision for me not to put nothing out at all.
I like how y'all make these block decisions though, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah, we always
moving as a unit, it makes sense.
We always come together to like make a decision. You know, at the end of the day, we represent each other.
All right, so you took that break.
Yeah. It was like we was doing a whole lot around the time. I was going through a whole lot around the time. I was just running around trying to figure out another game plan. Because for real, the honest truth, after I dropped HU2 and I learned what I learned from going to South by Southwest and A3C for the second time, like the stuff that I had learned, I was on to something else. It was like, go ahead, drop mixtapes. I'm trying to find this single. At the time, you know what I mean? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, yo, let me find this single because this ain't it. Like the way I was going after it, like, you know, you gonna try a couple. Sometimes if you don't know the right stuff the first time, I mean, you walk, you learn and grow. Man, that's what I did. Like I just every time something ain't worked the right way, I just would see how they were doing it, then I switch it up and do it my own way. Like,
that's
and
smart.
now it's just
gotta
like,
adjust. Bad. Okay, so HU3 comes out like December or November. Was it November, December?
November.
So you drop it. What's the initial feedback from the people?
What I wanted.
It was
what I wanted, because look, when I dropped HU2 on that Piff, it was popping in other cities and states like that because it was on the top thing of that Piff. You know what I mean? This, like, people in the city was putting it up because certain people was putting it up, but nobody was really listening. You know what I mean? I dropped 3. This is the first time anyone probably ever listened to any of my project. Like, I'm talking about as a whole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about I'm getting everybody's writing on my pictures. Everybody's texting me. Everybody's tweeting about it. I didn't have that with none of the other projects. Like, all the other projects was like me just spending money. Getting it out there, throwing it wherever. Like, I was cashing out. I'm talking about cashing out. I'm probably
it'd be like that.
I'm probably like 100K in this.
It'd be like that.
Like, it's over. I've been doing this since I was like 16. And I've been cashing out ever since. Like, so it's just like, I don't know. It's crazy. Like,
invest in yourself, people. Invest in yourself.
For sure.
You can't do it no other way. You can't do it no other way.
For sure. All
right, so I'm gonna go through some songs I really like on the project. Still Stabbing. I think that's like what, like song 2?
Yeah, that was gonna be number 1. He made that decision. Taking number 2.
Still Stabbing, fire. Trap Nigga, fire. Video, fire.
All right.
Okay, Situation. So of course, like I said, that one is featuring Gilly Kid. You talked a little bit about the process of him pushing you to do more on that. You know, once he recorded his verse, did you? I mean, because I know some people just like, oh, like they record a verse and like, oh, well, I don't know if it fits. I'm not gonna put it in. Did you know you were gonna put that in?
Oh yeah, I already know I'm gonna put it in. It was already kind of planned up. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, like, when we sat there, we listened, we vibe out. I mean, when you're in the studio, you're gonna vibe out. If you ain't vibing, you're gonna catch it. Like, someone's gonna catch it. Like, yeah. When you leave out, I'm taking this off. You know that. Like, but I mean, the vibe is the vibe. If it's caught, it's caught. If it ain't, it ain't. You know what I mean? So it was caught.
All right. So Selfie Stick, featuring Tone the Voice. That's a favorite of mine. Look at Me Now, featuring your brother Chizz and Hitter.
Yeah.
Hoodless Niggas is also a dope ass song.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And All of My Own featuring Lombardi. So this is I think this is the one that I saw in the video that you performed at. You performed it in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So out of those songs, I know this is the hardest question that everyone has to answer, but which is your favorite of the project?
The outro.
Why?
Because of like the way I used to always make my music. Like I love hearing the beat and just getting the feeling from the door and coming up with something.
Mm-hmm.
That when I did that with I touched everything I wanted to touch on it. You know what I mean? I like smooth, soulful beats anyway. Yeah. I just love them Jones. Like I think the outro and the intro the most important thing in the world to me.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So it's just like that's my Jones. Like that's my one. Like that outro. Just because my man is like that I'm talking about on there is just like really talking about what we used to do. Like, you know what I mean?
So my one I won't even call it a complaint, a request. Can we cut it down? Yeah, that one had like what 19 songs?
Yeah, I think so.
I have like the attention span of like a flea. You understand? A flea. Like yo, I get to 13 songs. Once I hear the first 13, I have to take like a legitimate break. Walk around for a little bit, do a little jog around the neighborhood, come back, sit down. And say, okay, I'm here listening to a new project now for the last 6. You know, yeah, I mean, because I do know the mixtapes are a little bit longer or whatever. You know, you really got a lot of stuff to talk about. You want to push it all out or whatnot. So when are we gonna get like an official project from you, like that official like EP, debut album, PNB Chizz? Like when we gonna get that?
I mean, a solo one. It could be any time, for real. Like it could happen this month. It could happen next month. I got a project that's done. It ain't just me though, so it's featuring somebody else. But I'm gonna go ahead and just work like right now. Like I was going through a whole lot, and now I'm finally back in the studio. I'm just gonna be going in there on my own, figure out what I come up with. Like, 'cause I'm trying to do all official beats. I want all my paperwork to be right. You know what I mean? Send everything in a BMI and get paid for this.
Definitely.
So maybe this summer, 'cause we all plan on dropping this summer. We're supposed to have a PNB like raid.
That's gonna be lit.
You feel me?
That's
like try to bomb the city out real quick.
That's gonna be lit. I can't even like to be able to. I mean, now having everyone have done all the stuff that they've done or whatever, and having the city really behind y'all to put out that group project.
Yeah, like, we got a PNB mixtape out. Me and Rock on that joint like 6 times. I think. It's music that you never heard from neither one of us on there too.
Okay.
Then everybody else on there, Hitter on there, Shizzy on there, Wit on there, even Leash on there, Shoddy on there. I mean, yeah, just about everybody or whatever. Just about everybody. And you say, oh, Deezy, Free Deezy. Yeah, man. We all gonna drop a separate. Nobody work hard as us. Like nobody. I don't think it's probably not even artists in the industry that work as hard as we do.
It'd be like that. Yeah,
we work hard as hell.
A lot of them be asleep once they get comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't got no comfortability. Like once I get comfortable, I get uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like that.
See, I'm like that too. And I told someone that, and they looked at me like I was crazy. But it's like I think once I start to feel comfortable, I feel like it doesn't feel right. Yeah. You know, like I had this analogy the other day. If you never breathe air a day in your life, and someone tells you, yo, like breathe, you like, I don't know. Like even when you do breathe, it's like I don't know if it's right. Like this don't feel right. It might be good for me, but I don't know. Right. You know, it's like that. Like I get comfortable. I'm like, I finally got everything I want, whatever. And it's like, but I know there's more though. I know there's more. Now, but that drive, I'm still trying to find balance on that drive because like it can drive you mad.
See, mine's is like my goal, like my dream is so big. I ain't got no time to waste. Yeah. So it's like when I master every little thing I gotta master to get up to it. Like as soon as I get it, it's like got it. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, got it. Keep it moving. All right, got it. Keep it moving. Don't waste no time. Like, cause what I'm trying to do, like normally people don't get this done until they like 40. You know what I mean? Like what Jay-Z just start getting all his percentage everything, like just start owning all his own,
And that's
his
the
masters.
hard part. That's the hard
Yo,
part.
he like 40 now, right?
He might be almost 50.
That's what I'm saying.
Jay
Look
is
how
old.
long it took
Jay
for
is
him to
old.
do that.
Jay is
Now,
old.
imagine if I come in.
But
with
you know what
that.
though? It's a different time though, because if you look at it,
Yeah, it's
you know,
easier to get to that information.
it's easier to get the information. We understand the concept of the music business a little better than artists like Jay did or whatever back in the day. You know, we have the internet to push us. We got a ton of different outlets for us to push it. I keep saying us like I rap shit, but
Right.
for artists to push their music, whatever, and find the buzz and be able to push these conversations when they get into the room or whatever. At the label, it's like, okay, well, you know what? They start looking at your BMI, all that stuff. It's like, yeah, but nah, you're gonna pull them numbers. But you know, I have the SoundCloud, and I didn't pay for my likes. I didn't pay for my listens. You know, people really supporting me across the board.
That's us.
You know, like I got people hitting me up, whatever, from Germany talking about they like my music. Like, you know, like those, you have those things that whereas you can really truly negotiate your contract versus people just being like, all right, well, you know, you rap really good, so we're gonna give you a contract, but you know, you're not gonna own anything that you actually write.
Exactly. I mean, the whole thing with that is like, I don't really know if I want a label right now. Like, I'm probably about to do a little better situation. Like, I just need distribution to market.
Yeah, that's really,
you know what I mean.
See, that comes from knowing more, being more educated to what we're doing,
Exactly.
to what the music
The
business
side.
aspect is.
Right.
So that's dope. I'm glad you really understand that now. So I just want to take a minute to shout out PNB Chizz for coming through to the Encore Radio Show. I really appreciated that. They actually drove up from Philly, matter of fact. So definitely shout out to them for coming through for that. So if you guys heard in the beginning of the second piece of the audio, he dropped a really dope story about PNB Rock, if y'all were peeping that. So go back and listen if you didn't hear it. Also, he talked about his project, Highly Underrated 3. The project actually really is fire. I would want to describe it as how our mixtapes here in New York used to be like 5-6 years ago, where they're like kind of long, you know, maybe like 19-20 tracks, whatever, but nothing but bars and hits, honestly. Bars and hits. So definitely check it out. Highly Underrated 3. Hashtag is HU3. Next up, we got my interview with my producer, Cris Copastetik. So stay locked for that. It's the Encore Radio Show live on Indie Creative Network.
My name is Cris Copastetik, and you're now tuned into the Encore Radio Show.
So yeah, you talked about your mom playing a bunch of records or whatnot, whatever. Like, what was it like? What was your mom and your dad playing when you were growing up?
A lot of soul music, Anita Baker.
Okay, wow.
A lot of Luther. You know, in the car, you know, it would be Hot 97, it would be 107.5. So it depends on the day. My father would play Hot 97 if there was no curses. But if like if like Ladies Night come on and you know Lil Kim say some wild shit, he'll turn back to 107.5. So I had, you know, there's a whole bunch of songs, and then, you know, my father, you know, when I get older, he's like, oh, what you know about this? You don't know about this. So it's like, you know, during 9, 10, 11, it's like, I don't know nothing about that. And to this day, I don't know a lot of these artists, but I can. If the song comes on, I can sing along with it because you know, I've been at cookouts before. You feel me? So
facts.
yeah. So I heard a lot of soul music. My brother is older. My brother's 20 years older than me. So that's a lot of rap right there. It's a lot of Method Man. It's a lot of who else is out there? EPMD. It's you know, I said Ladies Night. A lot of Mace. A lot of Puff Daddy. A lot of Bad Boy. I thought I was Mace for a very long time. I was like, how the hell am I on the videos and I'm only 8, 9 years old? You know what I'm saying? A lot of Biggie. A lot of East Coast stuff. Das Effects. Just a lot of stuff. And then, you know, DMX comes out, Rough Riders comes out, and my brother is selling, like, he's selling tapes. He's not selling CDs, he's selling tapes, like cassette tapes. So my brother gave me a box. I went to North Carolina, gave me a box of tapes, like Noriega, Rough Riders Volume 1, Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that, Mace, all this craziness. So I had a lot of, like. So I just had all these tapes with a bunch of curses on it. No edits. No edited versions. Just a bunch of stuff, and I would just play it in my CD player. And then, you know, I kind of come to terms with myself and who I am, and I see stuff on MTV and BET, and I fall no homo in love with Eminem's music, and it's like, this guy, like he's saying a lot of words at the same time, and he's meaning this, but he's saying this, and it's like, what the fuck? He's white though.
Yeah.
He's a white boy.
I think we all said that part.
It's like he's white. Like this is 2000. I'm 10 years old.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, Ma, can I get I remember Ma, can I get what was it? I think it was Slim Shady LP.
The first one I ever bought.
So she goes out. She comes back with this mixtape. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's just a bunch of Eminem freestyles. So now I'm just like, oh, this is how people really should rap. This is raps. These are raps. Like, this is not how my name is. These are raps. I never even got a Slim Shady LP until I was older. Had these freestyle tapes of all this shit that you can find on the internet and LimeWire now, but I had it on CD. And then Marshall Mathers LP comes out and all this shit. So I was such an Eminem fan. I didn't like Jay-Z, and like I used to have arguments. I don't like Jay-Z, whatever. And then Jay-Z comes out with Jigga What, and I'm like, okay, shit. Now Jigga What is my favorite song. So, to answer your question, I listen to a lot of different shit. I know a lot of soul music and shit like that, but my growing up is Mace, Eminem, and Lil Rough Riders here, and these different songs that I could pull out the sky from a Memphis Bleak or Eve or whoever, and it's like I know these songs, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of singles and a lot of B cuts, whatever, just a lot of shit, like a lot of B-sides songs and everything that it's like I'm really from like this era. So people be like, you're 26, you don't know nothing about. No, I do know about it. My brother. First thing I remember is, hey, you get off my cloud. Like I know that. Like so when I hear Check the Method by Young Nate, it's like I love that song on a different level than y'all do, because I remember when that song came out. You know what I'm saying? I remember when when Redman and Method Man got together. I remember when Redman was with Def Squad. I remember these videos. I remember when Busta Rhymes came out with yeah. I remember these videos. I remember watching these as a kid. Like, okay, okay, I like this. I like that he's wearing a yellow hat with a yellow shirt. Like, and I like this. I like this. I like RP Five Dog. I like A Tribe Called Quest. I like De La Soul and shit. So I like all these things just because I like them, not because of any technical things. Then I grew into the technical things when Eminem came out. So
Damn. Well, how much time? We in here 20 minutes now, right? And y'all can see why there is this legendary aura around Cris Copastetik.
Not yet. So
like nah. This man is like the guru, son.
And then the internet comes out. Oh my god! I said the internet, but like Kaz and LimeWire, and it's like this whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? I remember listening to Kanye freestyle before, Through the Wire comes out. I remember hearing Kanye and and Dipset and all these. It's crazy. It's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff that happens in between 2003 and 2007 that shapes who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? That high school, that's like, you should listen to this guy. Who the fuck is that? I could go home and I could look him up. I don't have to. I have to go to the bootlegger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come from the bootlegger off the carpet in front of 125th Street, in front of HMV or whatever the fuck it was called, HVM, one of them shits. Whatever them shits, it was this thing. Like, it was like this music store or whatever. But yeah, like, I come from that. I come from picking up state property mixtapes and High 97 mixtapes. I come from that. That's who I am as a kid. I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then there was like this little porn in the back, so I'll get that too. But I was just like, all right, well, I be getting these 2 mixtapes for $5. I got an extra $5, and then I always lose this shit. Like, I was trading. It's like the fire escape. My grandfather built it.
Oh man, nah, it's crazy that you said that.
That's because of my nephew, by the way. So when he listens to this, he's 6 months younger than me. He's like, I'm like, yo, get that too. I'm like, nah, I don't. Like, come on, son.
Oh man, nah. Shit, I was gonna tell you something. Damn, I forgot. Oh nah. So the reason why that really connected to me, whatever, because so you from Harlem. I'm from Brooklyn, right? I'm from Flatbush, So where you will go on 125th to get like your bootlegs, I will go on Nostrand.
Yeah, Nostrand.
Anybody from Brooklyn gonna fuck with Nostrand. They go like, yeah, I know Nostrand. Like Nostrand, yo, literally, Nostrand. I think Nostrand runs from one side of Brooklyn to the next. Like Nostrand is the longest fucking block I can think of in Brooklyn. That shit go through so many fucking neighborhoods, like so many neighborhoods, and no matter what, like you always find niggas hustling on Nostrand. Shout out to Nostrand. Anyway,
shout out to Nostrand, yo.
But 125th is obviously significantly more legendary.
It's funny because Harlem's so small, but like 125th Street is 125th Street.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like every train stops on 125th Street. Like, I don't know.
You know, the dope part, right? So growing up, Harlem, like I looked at Harlem like Brownsville, like it's like, nah, you just don't go there. Same thing with the Bronx too.
I made a joke about Brownsville today being the zoo. Like somebody said they want to go to the zoo. I think it was Shanae. Shout out to Curry. And I said, "Oh, you want to go to Brownsville?"
Damn. Nah. Matter of fact, no. Shout out to Danny Boy too, though.
Oh yeah, he's from Brownsville.
He's from Brownsville.
He was on the show last week.
Shout out to the Brownsville and yo. Matter of fact, even when you said like going back now, when you said that joint about damn, you said you said Kodak Black reminds you like a little of Boosie. Yeah, Lil Boosie. He said the same thing. He said the same exact thing, and I'm just like, okay. Now, see, for me, like I can't really get with Kodak Black, but
I'll put you onto a song. No Flocking is crazy.
Put me on.
No
when we go on break, put me on.
I definitely will. No Flocking is crazy because he's just saying real shit and whatever he wants to say, and it's not like he's not super lyrical, but he's not super simple as well.
Yeah.
And even Skirt is still,
he just look. I think for me, like I saw
ignorant.
him.
He's ignorant.
My problem is that I saw him. I should have never saw him. I should have just listened to his music, but I saw.
I saw the video first. And I'm like,
killed it for me.
And I'm like, I'm done with. Like he said, if you my dog, then just be my dog and don't you hate on me. Like what? Like that, I feel that because I've had friends that I was like, yo, I'm friends with you, but like, come on, like, come on, like, it's like, it's a lot, it's some shit behind his music. I fuck with him, and mind you, I only fuck with like 3-4 songs right now, but. Like,
but see, I can't say that and be like, oh, nah, I fuck with him. I can't do that. Actually,
but there's so many niggas I don't fuck with one song. So if I fuck with 3-4 songs, it's just that I'm not taking the time to listen to your other music. It's hard because a lot of niggas disappoint me. I like 2 songs, and then I'm thinking of a nigga right now. I'm not gonna do that. But I guess my equivalence to your Kodak Black, Lil Durk. I actually like Lil Durk a lot. Okay, see, exactly. It's that's the same exact shit.
Okay. All right. Respect.
Pause his name being Lil Durk though. Every time I see his name, I'm like Lil Durk. Lil Durk. Like,
nah, real shit. Like, I don't know. Looking at him too, it's a little too weird. But like when I listen to some shit he be saying, I'm like, nah, cause like he's coming from like he's coming from Chirac.
You told me this shit before.
Yeah.
I remember I cut your ass because she's like, but. Again, even now, like I appreciate Chief Keef more than I appreciate him when he came out. Like, like
true.
I'm a gorilla and fuck. Like, come on, man. Like a nigga get you hype. Like, Bonito. Come on, man. My guy.
So obviously, guys, Cris Copastetik. This is the man behind Deal with No Deal. So y'all heard the Young Nate interview. If you haven't, go ahead and hit pause here and go back and listen to the Young Nate interview and then come back here.
Or you go listen through this interview and listen to that later.
That too.
Shouts some big bro Nate, man.
That too. But yeah, no Deal with No Deal. This is the man. This is the brains behind Deal with No Deal. Like this is the man that put it to the level where I was able to like see it all the way in Flatbush to be like, oh yeah, like
we had a lot of traction in Brooklyn, man.
Yo. Brooklyn fuck with y'all.
Yeah, Brooklyn was that's mainly because Shanae, but I was out in Brooklyn a lot in 2011, 2010, 2012. Even though that's going backwards and forward, but you know what I'm saying.
It's alright. I'm West Indian. We do that.
All them years, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, word. They went on down in Brooklyn, New York City, Harlem.
Y'all was out here.
Word, we was out here, man. Like doing a lot. What about it though?
We're gonna find out more about it after this break. It's the Encore Radio Show.
Word.
So doing this interview with Copastetik was so much fun because honestly, getting an opportunity to talk to him about hip hop and hear a lot about how he became who he is now. It's just such a dope situation. My path to hip hop is so different, and I think that everyone's path to hip hop is so different that it's really fun and interesting to get to hear how someone found their way to get to to the point that we're all at now, or at least the ones who I see as my peers or whatnot. But in any event, I met Copastetik a long time ago. We stayed in contact. He became the executive producer, but before that, he was, as you guys heard and are going to hear more about, he ran Deal With No Deal. Deal With No Deal was a blog, but also had a radio show, and that's how, that's one of the ways that I found my way into hip-hop again as I became an adult, was listening to Deal With No Deal, listening to Shanae and Kari, and reading some of the blogs and the site and whatnot that Cope was running. So just crazy to be able to sit down and work with him now and get the chance to interview Carrie or whatever, and to get a chance to interview Shanae, and just, it's much different. It's a different perspective. It's a lot of perspective on things. But in any event, we got Copastetik Part 2 coming up, where he dives into the Deal With No Deal and more. So it's the Encore Radio Show live on Indie Creative Network.
Yes.
Going back for a second now. Deal With No Deal, I told you this before. Deal With No Deal, when it left, and we'll get to why it left soon, but when it left this big ass void for a certain particular set of artists, right?
Yeah.
That has same thing with Bauhaus, same thing. Left this huge void.
Man, fucking brothers, man,
Left this huge void. Do you think New York needs like a mega hip hop blog? New York City needs a mega hip hop blog again.
No.
Do we need more blogs? Like what?
No.
What?
Blogs,
how do we?
Yo, it's so weird. I bring back Deal With No Deal, and then not and then, but I already know that blogs are not the popular thing no more.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about Deal With No Deal is not a blog, one,
Yeah.
and two, it's a brand that is here to push, to bridge the gap between the fact that you want to hear that new Big Sean, but you also want to hear that new Frank Rams or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So. It's that, and even if you don't want to hear that, you're on the site. I might as well click this artist. Who the fuck is this? I don't know who this is. And that's what it's here for. The website is here as a go-to. I'm going here for something, but we're doing way more than that. That's what these visual series that we're coming out with are going to be about. That's what these other ventures that we're putting ourselves into are going to be about. And it's about being, it's kind of like having a monopoly. That's what me and Nate talk about all the time, is having a monopoly and everything, like but not in a way that we take everything, but the way that we we have everything to give. Now you want this, you want to do, you want lifestyle, so you come for health and wealth by Zeus of Quantum Leap Fitness. You come for fashion, and you come for this, you come for music, you come from music from artists that you love, you come from music from artists that you don't know that you love yet. And it's what we're doing, and we're still building it. It's only been 3 months since we relaunched, right? And what we're doing is we're taking everything that and we're expanding it, and the original content that we're coming out with in the spring and summer is going to be amazing. You guys will all see, and it'll bring what we're doing to life. I think a blog, people, it's a blog, you know what I'm saying, but with visual content, original content, more editorials and things like that, you'll kind of,
I think you
won't be as lazy. People are lazy as well.
I think at first, right, I think the problem with blogs is that people tried to hold, matter of fact, so it's a multi-level problem. So people tried to hold blogs to the same level of same level of attention, the same level of quality as like a New York Times, some shit like that, a People's Magazine, something like that, right? And that, I think that was stupid. But then what happened is that because people started to look for that, some blogs started to try and drift that way, and it's like, but you're not, but that's not what you are. Stick to what you are. I think a blog really should only be like, I call like my little spurts I put on EncoreRadioShow.com. I call them like stuff that I think I need to get off my brain, like little brain blurbs that. Not a full ass article. Like, this was a mindless thought, basically.
It should be
like,
personalized.
Yeah.
It should be personalized.
But people they try to do so much that it became like a mini publication.
They're trying to be magazines, and there's this thin line between the magazines and the blogs that we're trying to like kind of, we want to give you information.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're not trying to like beat you over the head with it. It's this like, it's a thin line, you know what I mean? So, for those blogs who do want to be publications and, they do want to become, this grand, scale, that's more power to you. A lot of people are successful with that. But, we're trying to bridge, we're trying to be within the middle, like, we want to be simplified enough, but at the same time, we want to give you a lot of information at the same time. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. I like that. That's fair.
You can't kill, like, man, how do I say? You can't, like, we're trying to be this huge thing. And yes, mind you, the idea at the end of it is when we, become big enough where it's something like the Huffington Post. But we're not trying to put on that facade as if that's what we are right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not what we're trying to do. But at the same time, we are trying to cover all bases like that. But we're not trying to beat you guys over the head with it when you come to the website and it's like, we're forcing it. We don't want to force the issue, right?
Yeah.
And we have to expand. We have to gradually expand, and that's part of growing as a brand and regrowing as a brand. Because I've already been in this spot before. I've been in this spot before a long time ago, and to be here again is humbling at the same time. But I've been bigger than where I am right now. So it's like I struggle with that. It's like, yo, you don't really know that I've done this. I do this. Like, I know this shit. Like, I've, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mesa. I've been like, we've done this already, and I can do it again and on a grander scale because I have people helping me. I have people who do editorials. I have people who more people who blog. I trust more. Which goes into why we, it went away the first time because I was just so. I can't do everything myself, you know what I'm saying? But I need people who are like me, like-minded, and who are, I need mini me's, like literally mini me's to be able to, you really want this as much as I want this. You're not doing it for yourself. I've never done it for myself. It was never for myself. It was always for, I have two writers at the time. I had Carvey and Shanae, and it was like, yo, they told me before, they said they want to be on XXL. They ended up being on The Source, but they told me, they said the idea was, yo, she wants to be like Angie Martinez, and he wants to be more like an Elliot Wilson. So let's work on that. So let's figure that out. And eventually they got to where they wanted to be, with some of my help and them just being themselves. And that was always always the push the artists forward, push my writers forward. But I need people to want to build the brand so I can push. You know what I'm saying? I have all these new writers. They tell me they want to be on. They wanted me Raekwon and all that, and that's what. All right, so let's figure that out. Let's figure out how I can get you to meet Raekwon, even though you're all the way in Houston. I haven't met you yet. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Like, that's what I'm here for, is to push everybody who wants to be, big, and in return that helps me grow as a person, so as a brand and everything. So yeah.
What's the Copastetik dream job?
A&R, PD, some shit like that. Some person who controls what people are listening to. So when I have somebody like a artist that I mentioned that I like, like a Phil Walker or Damo Briggs or whatever, I just be like, yo, like I can snap my fingers. Yeah, and it's like
made that executive decision.
Yeah, like boom. Whether it be an A&R at the label that's like, yo, you need to listen to this cat, or PD that's like, yo, you need to, like, the city needs to listen to this. You know what I'm saying? Even though we talked about how Ebro doesn't have complete control over this shit, but yeah, like, it's like you want to, I want to be able to make a living, deciding that this song or that these artists are great, and I have the ear for it, but people, you have to, that takes convincing. You know what I'm saying? You have to convince people that's like, like this is a good artist. And then a lot of people, this is another thing about this new wave that everybody wants to have the ear, everybody wants to know stuff, and everybody wants to do this on the grand scheme of things. They want to do it, but I think a lot of people want to do it because they see other people doing it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do this since I was in high school. You know
How
what
do
I'm
you
saying?
weed them out?
There is no way to weeding them out, because there's people who want to do it because they see other people do it who get on quick as hell, and then there's people who literally never get on, and all they ever wanted to do was to be in a position.
That's what I'm saying. How do you weed out the real versus the fake?
You don't, because they get on. Like, I'm not the person to weed them out. Like, I could tell you how I weed them out. I've noticed that this person wasn't, whatever. That doesn't matter. Like, they get on and they're looked at as icons and whatever, or they will be looked at as icons or whatever. And it's like, there's nothing you can do. It's about who you know in this industry, and and how you take advantage of it. No, it's about how you take advantage of who you know. Not take advantage of in a bad way, but like how you use who you know. And a lot of people are very, very, very aggressive in this industry.
Yeah.
And me, I want this shit as badly as everyone, but I'm not gonna force myself in anything. I'm not gonna.
Is it a moral issue or a pride issue?
Both. I think it's both. But it's just me as a person. I'm just, all right, cool. Like, you should know. Like, you should know I know shit like by now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to become, I just want to be in a position where I can help everybody else, whether it be writers, artists, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because as I said earlier, if I was in a position where, whoever is in these big positions, I won't be that asshole on Twitter trying to play anybody. Yeah. Ever. I would not. It would be like, yo, this is who you need to listen to.
Facts.
This is who you need to fuck with.
All right, so that was the end of the Copastetik interview. If y'all want to catch the whole thing, of course, it's all on IndieCreativeNetwork.com or just obviously SoundCloud, Indie Creative Network, iTunes, Acast, we on Mixcloud as well. Definitely check it out on Mixcloud. Matter of fact, Mixcloud, they backing us a little bit, so gotta show them a little love or whatnot. A little more than SoundCloud, who keeps fucking up my shit. But anyway, talking to Cris, we gave you guys a little bit of insight of what it's like to do what we do on the back end. Talk to you guys a little bit about, from an entrepreneurial standpoint, how are we trying to build our base, build our platforms, whereas we stand out differently so that we can make a change, and put on the right people, or at least who we believe the right people are. So, this interview, I just wanted it to be right. And a little sneak behind the scenes stuff is that actually this is the second interview that we did. In episode 3, I think that was probably the first episode that we actually did was with Copastetik and Letty. Shout out to Letty. In any event, we did our interview and it was all right, but it didn't sound the way that I wanted it to sound, so it never came out. So this one was we had to do a little redo, and I like this one way better. Anyway, I don't know if y'all ever hear that audio. Maybe if I don't have an episode to put out, I might store some lost episodes out. I do got a couple of them shits. So anyway, next up we got Ace Clark. That's the last episode that we have. The Ace Clark interview was this was a super dope, super important interview for me. Whatever. I felt like Ace Clark was a super talented guy, but he's a little bit outside of the type of artist that I typically interview. But I am glad, I'm blessed, I'm happy that I did this one. I really appreciated it. Definitely, shout out, got shout out to Brooklyn and whatnot as usual. I had to show love to my fellow Brooklynite and whatnot, but at the same time, this is an interview that was well deserved. So check out this next interview with Ace Clark out of Bedstuy. It's the Encore Radio Show live on Indie Creative Network.
Yeah. My name is Ace Clark. You tuned into the Encore Radio Show. What up, Brooklyn?
Dime a Dozen. Now, Dime a Dozen is a friend of the show, a friend of mine, super incredibly talented artist. How did you guys meet up?
Yo, Dime is he reminds me of Pharrell. If I had to he's a mix of Pharrell, because he sings and raps, and he does it in a way that's kind of
another non-annoying singing rapper.
It's nonchalant, but it's smooth.
Yeah.
So he reminds me of Pharrell Williams from the hood. Yeah. If you put Pharrell up in the projects for a couple of years and said make music, that's what you would get.
Shout out to Dom Dozen.
Dom did his thing
Crown Heights,
on the
man.
album. Like, I'm about that chicken, by the way. But my man did his thing on the album. He came through, and when I was looking to do the feature, I was just like, how can I like bring somebody on the track that is similar to me? Well, I don't got to do the singing this time. And I knew when he came on the track and he was like, I love to hum my melodies. I was like, oh, I ain't got to sing. So I was looking to put like-minded people on the project. Mm-hmm. So I thought who would do it like me, but do it their own way.
Yeah.
And Dom was the consensus choice. So I reached out to his camp. He was like, hey, yo, I love the music you're doing, and it just went from there.
Yeah. Dom is one of the most positive, one of the most successful, positive young dudes out there right now. Shout out to Dom Dozen. Shout out to Crown Heights. And people know about Crown Heights. You know, like if you know about Crown Heights and you know about the type of hood he from, like he didn't have to be a nice dude at all.
Not at all. Like he from the opposite side of me, so he's from where it go down. Like I'm in Bedstuy where like they shoot out in the daytime. Mm. He's from like if you get off the train at 11 p.m. you might want to like be escorted to your house.
Damn, straight facts. And it's crazy, yo. Honest, oh man, like sometimes, you know, when I think about Brooklyn, I don't really think about Brooklyn like that. Like I'm just like, yo, like I know how to move. I know how to move in my own borough. You know, like here in the Bronx, I live in the Bronx now, folks. I'm sure I've mentioned that before. Like here in the Bronx, yo, when I come home from work, I'm inside for the whole night. If I have to go out, it's probably an Uber or Lyft from my door to the event, and from the event back to my door.
Because I don't trust it.
Yeah, you know, but like in Brooklyn, where Diamond's from, like I get off the train 1, 2, 3. Maneuver easy. Like I don't even think about it like that.
Yeah, I don't stop.
Nah, I don't even think about it like that. Like I'm focused. I know where I'm going. Whatever. I know who to look at, who not to look at. Whatever. Like how to. I just.
You know.
Yeah, but you really don't think about it like that until you get out and then gotta go back. Or,
yep.
You're
like,
Yeah. I mean, it's like yes and no. Like I really do love Brooklyn a lot. Like I love Brooklyn a lot, and I mean I can really like not living in Brooklyn for the last 2 years. I can really say that I miss Brooklyn. Like I've never missed Brooklyn before in my life.
Like Charles Hamilton said, something like a Brooklyn girl, or something like the Brooklyn air, something like the Brooklyn everything. Yeah. Brooklyn's a special place. They say you go anywhere in the world, you yell out, "Is anybody from Brooklyn?" One person gonna raise their hand.
Always. Oh man. All right. So you detailed your relationship with Sky Zoo a little bit, but how did you actually meet?
Me and Sky Zoo's relationship is pretty dope. So with Sky Zoo, it's like this. I was a fan first. Mm-hmm. One of my closest friends stopped selling crack because of Sky Zoo. Wow. He was like, yo, Sky's like modern day Nas to me, like the way he tells stories. So I'm like, let me check out this guy. Yeah. So I started bumping the music. First song I listened to, I don't know why I chose the song. It's called For What It's Worth. Mm-hmm. He said it's too much money in cocaine for me to be playing the broke game. But here I be on my 9 to 5. You know, like he's talking about. He's here with the no names, working a 9 to 5, gets fired from his job, and he knows that selling crack still is a way to make money, but I ain't with it. And this dude always has this struggle between the streets and like straight path, and always chooses straight path. So I listened to the music. I reached out like when I went by a different artist name, and I'm like, yo, I love your music, blah blah blah. We should connect. We should feature. Sky's the type of dude that really just replies right back, yo, let's make it happen, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Wait a couple of years. I don't say nothing.
A couple years?
Just waited because I wasn't ready. I
know
myself.
To be able to acknowledge, to be able to know that's big already. Okay.
He answered my messages and I'm like, oh, I'm not ready though. I don't want to get on the song and not be prepared for an opportunity like this. So I waited. And then it just so happened I just kept bumping into him. I bumped into him 4 days in a row. And this is before I started the good fight. I just keep bumping into him. I was apartment searching with my girlfriend at the time, and I'm like, yo, Sky Zoo, what up? And he remembered me, and I remember him. Just keep bumping into him. 2 days, 3 days, the 4th day.
The universe, like, this is a sign. The universe.
I emailed him the next day. I said, yo, let's make something happen. Yeah. He said, let's do it. We get in the studio, and I played the Who Am I beat. And I'm just like, let's go. He gives me a verse, 2 takes literally. Wow. Drop some heat. I had a verse secretly. He don't know that. And I was waiting for him to spit his verse. I said, I'm from Brooklyn. Ain't nobody gonna show me up on my own song. Yeah. And I know he came with the same mentality. He spits a really great verse. I'm right there in the studio. I'm like, hold on, I'm writing my verse right now. I just write my verse on the spot. I wait till he leaves though, because I don't want him to know that I was like impressed.
Yeah.
So I record my verse right after, 20 minutes after. I send him the cuts, and then I call my friend who is a sax player. I'm like, I need you to get on here and do sax for me. Yeah. So the sax on the song is live sax. I'm like, you got to go all the way. Yeah. Only thing that was when he heard who am I, all he heard was the hook. Yeah. All he knew was every day I ask myself, who do I want to be? Yeah. That's all I gave him. And I was just like, here's where I want to go. Who, like, if you wanted to write a letter to yourself, a love song to yourself, what would you say? Wow. Okay. And that's why I took the song. The whole song is a love letter to yourself. And people listen to it and they take the words literally. Like you're like, you're married? You're talking about marriage? I'm like, nah, everybody should be married to yourself first before you marry to any human, because if you don't love yourself and if you can't keep it real with yourself, you fake.
Basically,
plastic.
It takes a, and people don't understand this. It really takes a lot. And maybe not for everyone, but it takes a lot to actually know who you are.
Yo, self-identity is the key to anything. If in your choices, if you don't know who you are and what you're about, you're not gonna make choices for you. And if you're making choices to impress people, you're gonna die lonely because you can't impress everybody.
You cannot. It is basically virtually impossible.
Just be the best you could be, and if they love you, they love you, and if they don't, they don't. And God will see you through.
Yo, tweetables.
Yo, I'm saying,
tweetables. I don't know if that's 140 characters, but tweetables.
Nah, it's 140 characters around you at all times, and you just gotta maneuver through them.
Facts. All right, so Nitty Scott also makes a feature on the project. So
Nitty, yeah, she's dope. So I reached out to her because her best friend is a girl I went to middle school with.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, Jade, line it up. I want to work with Nitty. And I reached out to Nitty because she's super like positive, her energy. And I just wanted somebody's energy. Like when I was looking at her, I was like, she's lyrically great, but I want somebody's energy that's going to match mine. Yeah. So I was like, who else could pull off this positive vibe the same way I can, but also do it from a female perspective? And I just reached out to Nitty like, yo, what's up? And it's just it happened. It just happened. Like a lot of this was just me reaching out to who I thought was the best fit for the kind of music I wanted to make. As I was making songs, you kind of can envision people, like envision how they would get on the song. Like I knew Dom was gonna be on the Gritty song. I knew I was gonna put Sky on something that was deeper than just music to me. And then I knew when I got with Nitty, it was gonna be something that was really like all about her. She talks about the Peace Coast movement and being like this young Buddha. So I was like, Buddha, peace. What's going on, Marvin? It just made sense.
See, and I'm not as familiar with her as I should be. I mean, I know of her. I'm familiar with who she is, but I've never sat down and just been like, all right, well, let me go do her catalog real quick. But hearing that verse and actually watching the video, which is also out, by the way, so go ahead and watch that video. Also the video out with Sky Zoo, that's out as well. But I watched the video and I was like, yo, like I really have to go and check out her catalog, because that was honest positivity there.
And that's what I try to do. I try to find people that are like-minded, similar people. Like I'm not looking for like the biggest feature, the best name that's gonna propel me. Like your art speaks for itself. People like you can have 10,000 features if they're not meaningful, that make sense to conducive music. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Like you can go out and you can get features that make your album look stacked, but if they're not features that are gonna like push the project in the direction that I want to go, I'm not gonna get those features. I'm not gonna reach out and ask my friends to jump on songs. Like these are all friendships at the end of the day. And these are my peers, and I'm like, which peers are gonna help me get to where I want to go? I want to just touch people with the music. So again, this is a free project. I'm like, how can I show how free I'm trying to make the music? Let me get people that are like me. Sky Zoo is one of the most genuine-hearted people I've ever met in my life. Like Sky Zoo is kind of like an older brother. Then you meet like a Nitty Scott. That smile, how could you not smile when she smiled? And then you meet somebody like Dom, and Dom is just like chilling. But we in the studio, he's like, yo, how do you get to 6th Avenue and Bryant Park from here? And I'm like, yo, here's what you gonna do. He's just like chilling.
He is literally, I want to say he's probably the most chill dude I've ever interviewed. Like, I interviewed him, I want to say maybe like last August or last September, something like that. And Dom came in. He wasn't even late, fam. He wasn't even late. Dom came in.
He shows up on time.
Chill. He sat down. Like, I asked him questions. Like, you could, it wasn't like, oh, I got these questions lined up in my head and I know I'm going to answer them. Like, he dead-ass sat down there and took breaks and thought about what he wanted to say. And when I was editing the video, someone asked me, like, oh, like, you're not going to cut the break? And I was like, hell no. I was like, I want y'all to see that he actually took the time to answer this question.
He's not just going to, like, talk out his ass. And
Nope.
he appreciates, like, you know, about getting his point across. He knows the power of words.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody like him, like, if you listen to how he comes off, how Nitty comes off, how Scott comes off,
Mm-hmm.
these aren't people that are doing it for a check or doing it for, like, you know, for notoriety. These people that do it for the culture and do it for reasons bigger than we know. Like, Nitty Scott was bullied. Sky Zoo, you know, you listen to his story. His story is like, I come from this, but I'm on a block where everybody else didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt guilty that his friends didn't have a father like he had.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to look at it like that. And then I look at, you know, who else was on the album? I said Nitty, I said Dom. Yeah, Sky. So you look at them stories, and then you see these people come from, like, you know, their own trials and tribulations, and they're kicking it in music. Music's us telling you our stories.
Yeah.
We putting our hearts on our sleeves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. All right, so here's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're talking The Good Fight. We're going to talk about some of these songs we have on there. First off, Waste Your Time and Roses. Yo, Naika sings. She is amazing. She is amazing. Oh, man. It's the Encore Radio Show, folks. We'll be right back. So, we had Ace Clark on the show, as you guys just heard. And Ace, I would say Ace is in like a league on his own right now. Ace is an artist that is really rapping, singing, riffing on projects. This is his sound in a time where all the artists are sound like Future or rapping about Zans or anything. You know, he's the complete opposite, and it's working for him. And he's being validated on top of that by some of the doper artists in the city. You know, just skipping levels. You know, we talk about levels all the time, whatever. Many levels in this shit, and skipping levels or whatnot. Working with Dime, you know, working with Sky Zoo, working with Nitty Scott, but still working like with the Naika sings and whatnot. Like, that's super dope. You know, like, the man has an honest air for talent, and people respect what he does as well. You feel me? So super happy for him. This interview starts to get more in detail with his career and his project in the second half. So stay locked for that. Again, it's the Encore Radio Show live here on Indie Creative Network. I have a lot of songs, like I told you, 6 out of the 13. There's 13 tracks on there. I want to say, so just to go in order, so The Good Fight, definitely one of my favorite songs. That's the one featuring Dime a Dozen, for those who don't know. I really, so I put them in order. So I really liked Melanin. Now,
I was waiting for you to bring that song up.
Yeah, I think Melanin, I wrote in parentheses, I wrote amazing song. Like, I think Melanin is a dope song. People need to hear that. It makes you feel good about yourself.
Melanin is for any race. Like, even if you don't see your melanin.
Yeah, that's why I said yourself and not just black people.
Because,
yourself.
like, melanin was me saying, be proud of who you are, be proud of your identity, be proud if you're Filipino, black, white, Middle Eastern, you come from Cambodia, you come from Bedstuy, Brooklyn, be free to be who you are. If you are, you know, of a different sexual orientation, be cool with that. If you're cool with, you know, having 6 toes, be cool with that. If you got purple hair and blue eyelash, be cool with that. If you're a goth or emo, be cool with that. If you got dreads with a fade, be cool with that. If you got the Quaker mustache, be cool with that. Like, if you going through something that you can't control, like cancer, you rock out that situation the best you can rock it out, because it's you. Yeah. And only you could be you.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just want people to be proud, and it was more targeted towards black people when I say aloud, be black and be proud, but it was more towards I'm proud to be black, so be proud to be who you are.
Yes, yeah. I think that's really what all people are saying, because for brief historical factors, you know, black people have a essentially been taught to hate themselves. You know.
Yeah, Willie Lynch. You know, it is so deep. You have the Willie Lynch documents.
Yes.
You have light skin versus dark skin, tall versus short. You have so many psychological things that go on that hip hop doesn't talk about. Like mental health is a big issue in the black community, and we don't identify that we need help, but we're gonna get there with people like me and people who care about like the person besides the art form. We'll get there. So just look out for some things I got in the works.
All right, so You Got It. It's also a favorite of mine.
Oh man, You Got It. There's a funny story behind that. You ain't gonna get that yet.
Nah, tell me.
Nah. Y'all ain't getting that yet. But the person know what I'm talking about.
Hey, so. okay. All right, so then Wasted Time and Roses, both by Nike sing, right?
Naika sings, yo. Naika is one of the coolest people I've ever met. Her voice is just gifted. You gotta hear her live. Live is better than anything. You hear her live, you'll be like,
she adds a lot. Yo,
she's dope with it. Waste My Time was just me like kicking relationships to y'all. Everybody go through a relationship, so I had to make one song where I'm like, you can relate to this.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. How did you meet up with her? And
I know Naika for years.
Oh, okay.
And that's just the
that
voice
works.
I had in my back pocket, you know.
That works. Okay.
Everybody's like, yo, they call me the golden child. They're like, yo, he just knows how to find people. Like, he know how to find Kato, and you know how to find Naika. He know how to find J Future. Like, how does he get these singers on his tracks? And I'm like, yo, you just gotta go out and have an ear and appreciate people. Like, I go to shows and I just appreciate music, and I'm like, besides the music, how's this person as a person? Because energies have to click, and does this person have an ego, and does this person have something to bring that non-musically that can help the bigger picture? Because we're more than just artists. We have to touch people and we have to get out there. And all these people that are in my projects embody the same characteristics.
Okay. So I left this song for last. Because it is the last song on the project. And let me tell you. First off, when I saw the feature, I was like, Alex Clark. I was like, I want Last Family, and I was like, maybe not. And I got there, and I listened to it, and I wrote in parentheses afterwards. I was like, did he sample his grandmother's record? That is so fire. Do you understand me?
Thank you.
Like, that is so fire. Like the ultimate homage. Like, yo,
you gotta pay homage.
Yo, that I sat back and I got goosebumps, fam. Like, I got goosebumps. I'm like, yo, like, so how?
So my grandmother recorded these albums, and I didn't know about it till after she passed away. Like, she sang around the house. We knew she did music, but we never knew how deep it went.
Yeah.
I'm in high school. I found the music, and I couldn't listen to it. I still to this day can't go through the whole album in one take because it's very emotional. So I did a project with MySpace back in the day, and they asked me to sample my grandmother's music. We sampled a song called Don't You Care. And I didn't want to do it, but they asked me to do it. Yeah. So I'm looking at the opportunity, and I'm like, this is for a purpose. No coincidences. I sampled the music, and I got in touch with finding like how I was going to approach this. It's very sensitive, you know. This is perfect music, and I'm trying to taint it in a way by touching it. Yeah. So I get to the drawing board, and I'm like looking at life. I had this beat in my back pocket for a while because we didn't know what song we were going to do at first. I'm like, nah, I got to bring this to life. So finally, I'm comfortable enough to actually record my grandmother on a track and not feel like I'm not good enough. And I dropped the song, and I'm just like, I can't go wrong if I go from the heart. And I just figured it's the perfect way to cap off the good fight. Like, the person who helped me fight the good fight, the person who gave me the energy to create the good fight. That's where I went with it. And I just wanted to be like, you know, true to myself, like I've always been, but give it to y'all on a deeper level. The album feels good, so I wanted to give you a little bit more deeper insight to where I'm from and lead the way towards future projects. Hint, hint.
Yo, I'm sorry. That was probably like the most. I don't think to date anyone can top doing that. Like, all the artists I've talked to, I don't think anyone can top that. And I've heard some pretty interesting stories. But nah, that's fire. That's someone who influenced your life so much to be able to be on the same record as that person. Like, you know, literally transition and blend the generation. Yo, that's.
I had to bring time together, and
man.
like I had to do it in a way which really could give you a gist of where she was from. So I kept the track real classic.
Yeah.
But I came in and brought the attitude she gave me. Like when I'm rapping the way she taught me how to rap. And let me take y'all back. She really taught me how to rap. She ghost wrote my first rap. So my Quentin Miller story is she ghost wrote my first rap. She literally. I used to rap. My first rap name was like A1, like the steak sauce. It wasn't just A1. It was A1, like the steak sauce.
Wow. Okay.
And that was the rap name. And she wrote this rap. I was in 5th grade. She's like, "You gonna rap at the school show?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna rap at the school show." And we used to argue about how I was gonna rap at the school show. She was like, "Now here's what you gonna say, boy." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna say this." And she's like, "Now you gotta say it like this." And I'm gonna kick the rap for you real quick.
Wow. Nah, I'm here for this.
It was like, read to achieve and believe. If you make the effort to read, you flow through it like a winter breeze. If you discover you can read, your mind will be at ease. Reading turns a seed into a strong tree. But she made me do like the effort and all that. She made me put the little effect on it. She taught me how to spit it. She was like, "Here's the delivery.
Here's where you put the emphasis."
Yeah. And she wrote the rap, and I kicked it at school, and the teachers and everybody's like, "Yo, you can rap, boy." And all the kids like, "Yo, Ace, you spit that rap. Yo, Anthony, you killed it." And I'm like, "Oh." And that was that battery in my back at a young age. And like, she supported anything I wanted to do, so nobody else could stop me.
That's crazy. Man, listen, I told you off mic. I'm gonna say this on mic now. I'm doing these interviews literally back to back. So you would have heard Robin J by now. You'd have already heard Danny Boy already. Now you hearing Ace. Now I'm doing these back to back, and they keep coming to me with these stories, and I'm getting like, I'm not even an emotional dude, fam, and I'm getting emotional every time I hear these. So like, yo, this is crazy. Man, shout out to y'all, honestly. Like,
yeah, shout out to everybody who's living life.
Facts.
You can live or you can exist. Yo, if you living, shout out to you. And if you existing, yo, stop lacking. Got work to do.
I'm gonna end it right there. Like you did, I'm gonna end it right there. I'm at Ace Clark.
I'm Ace Clark. Follow me, Ace Clark Music. I'm everywhere. You can follow me on Snapchat. Get a taste of my personal life. Follow me on Instagram if you want to look at somebody with a nice hot top. And follow me everywhere else for real music. Peace.
AceClarkMusic.com. It's the Encore Radio Show. Make sure you guys follow us Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Encore Radio Show, website EncoreRadioshow.com. Indie Creative Network. Next up, we got Elite Music Radio, and we out. This is Wise Soul. Have a good day. The Encore Radio Show podcast is an Indie Creative Network production, produced by Lance Huff and executively produced by Cris Copastetik. Yeah, so I don't think I really need to do a little recap on that one. That one was pretty self-explanatory. Shout out to Ace Clark, shout out to Copastetik, and shout out to PNB Chizz for coming on to the Encore Radio Show podcast, where we highlight hip-hop curators and creators. Super excited for them, super excited for everyone who we have coming up next. I did an interview with Elle Banks, the bossy. She does the I Spit NYC joints here in the city. And that interview's coming up next week. And I'm interviewing Word Mouth Radio tomorrow, so that'll be pretty dope. So y'all hear that in about 2 weeks or so. In any event, thank you guys for locking in to the abridged version of the Encore Radio Show. Make sure you guys follow the Encore Radio Show podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Encore Radio Show. And yo, hit me up on Twitter. Let me know how you felt about this episode, if you're really feeling it or not. At The Real Wise, the TheRealWizeze for Wise. Stop calling me Wiz. Stop calling me Wise with an S. It's ridiculous. Anyway, hit me up. Let me know how you felt about the episodes and whatnot. As you guys heard, coming up next is Elite Music Radio. Subscribe to the Indie Creative Network. IndieCreativeNetwork.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well at Indie Creative NW. See y'all later.